Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Chair Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. This fun morning, episode 269, we're talking about what am I willing to give up in order to get what I want? This idea that we need to give something up in order to get what it is that we want. Quitting bad habits can be really, really tough. And when you think about it and all of the crazy things that humans do, we can think of people, whether it's traveling a really far ways, driving literally 4 hours across the country or across the state to go watch a sporting event, no problem. To go to stay up really late, to travel across the country or something. I'm trying to think of hard things that we do naturally. Anyway, I'm sure you can think of a list of hard things when you just whether it makes me think of parents and then parents running in a million different directions, no problem. But when it comes to quitting like a tough habit, say for me, it's drinking or smoking or eating late before bed. Some of these habits, they seem so simple and so easy, but they're like impossible to break when you get tied into it. I'm sure you can think of your favorite food that's really hard would be get rid of. Maybe it's one of the harder habits. Smoking in particular was very, very difficult for me personally to quit, and found a lot of pain and resistance in that. And it's just like a little habit that you form. I don't know if we just believe deep down, or maybe there's a part of us that still believes that it's not that bad, or we don't need to do it. Either way, it can be really tough to quit. My point is, giving up. I'm trying to emphasize the point and put into words of how important it is to give something up, to be willing to give something up. I think the willingness and the intentionality are very, very important. And so, stressing on that for just a moment, if we can be more intentional and if we can be willing to give certain things up, get bad habits, I truly believe a person who can form the ability to give something up that means a lot to them, then they are a lot more prone to have the space, the fortitude, and the graciousness to take on the task that they want. That's probably a way too fancy way of saying that if there's something that you believe that you really want to do, your number one goal, primarily this works best for the number one goal example. If you want to achieve, if you have one particular goal, for example, mine is a very particular goal that I have for work, working and doing a number of 6-week courses with a certain number of people. That's my number one goal. And to achieve that goal, there needs to be a certain set of tasks that need to be completed in order for that to happen. And I can tell that when I've given something up that means a lot to me, my willingness and my ability to get this done increases dramatically. When it comes to drinking alcohol, I'll actually be on day 100 tomorrow, and we'll be doing a little episode about that. I quit alcohol for 100 days, what's changed. And I got to say, when it comes to giving something up, that means something to me, the emotion, I just feel really in control of my emotions. And I'm a big believer that all the actions that we take are through our emotions. You have the feeling brain, the thinking brain, or whatever. Some people don't like splitting it up into two brains. That analogy has still always worked really well for me in my thought process. So you got the emotional brain sitting in the driver's seat. This is an example from Mark Manson, by the way. And I can't remember what book that was. I think it was it's a light blue cover. We have it at the house. It was the follow up. It was like a book about hope or something like that. Anyway, so our emotions are in the driver's seat, and then when we can build that relationship with quitting, or one of the comments talking about changing the wording of the bad habit, detaching from the words, because the words literally don't matter. It's more of the habit and then the follow-up emotions that follow suit with that are so important. And it might not be smoking for you, and it might not be drinking for you. It might be video games. It might be watching TV. Another example, this week, I will not be watching TV if I haven't written 500 words that day for my book. If I have not written the words, I do not watch TV. And I think even when I don't, so on the days that I don't write, and then the days I don't, and then it's the evening, I'm tired, right? I've been working in the business. I've been going over to my family's house helping out, been working on other side projects at the properties, and I'm really exhausted by the end of the day. And all I want to do is watch some TV. I believe that the pain and the friction of not being able to go to your comfort spot for a small period of your life is very good in building the habit that you truly want to do. Now, this form of selling doesn't sell real well when you're trying to talk to people, when you're trying to get clients. Like, you're going to have to give something up. You're going to have to feel some pain and go there. Because if you talk to somebody logically, so you have the emotional brain and the thinking brain. When you're talking to somebody who's thinking and logically, they're like, yeah, of course you'd have to give up things. It's part of sacrifice. But I think all people in their own experience need that to happen to them specifically. Me telling you about giving up TV to write will not change the chemistry and the connection in your brain and your ability to have a strong ability to say, no, I don't need that right now. Not right now. I don't have to give it up forever, but I do not need this right now. And being able to say no to that thing that you're willing to give up is going to have to be in your own experience. Maybe it is TV. Maybe it is video games. Maybe it is eating food at a certain time. Maybe it's not going to bed at the time that you said you wanted to go to bed at. Whatever it is that you want to truly give up, I think going through the pain and the friction of not having it is really good discipline to understand that you don't need. The word need is so strong now. Like, I need this. I need it. I saw somebody, it broke my heart. Um, they they looked really young. I don't know if they're in middle school or what, but one of their friends took their vape, those little things that you smoke. I was addicted to them myself. They give you a wicked head buzz just like that, without the stank and nasty of a cigarette. I get it. Kids having their hands on them, pretty tragic. But the kid got it taken away, and I thought, like, you would have thought the kid's mom would have just died. You would have thought that he just lost his left leg. Like, he was just screaming, freaking out. Like, that's not good. That's probably drug addiction already at a very young age, which is really sad. But trying to remember that you don't need anything that's outside of yourself. And the more that we become attached to things that are external and not internal, this is going to help provoke and heighten a lot of the stronger bad emotions that we're starting to feel. So be very careful of this. If there's anything outside of yourself, such as a habit, such as a ritual, and this can be even tied to good ones, right? That these start to turn from habits into like coping mechanisms. Even reading can be bad if it's in the form of procrastination towards the other things that you really do want to achieve and accomplish. So that's something I used to do all the time is I'd hide behind my books so I wouldn't have to prospect and reach out. How we're going to combat this is I'm going to change the time of the morning show here soon in the next couple days this week or in the very beginning of next week from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm going to start getting up when my girlfriend gets up at 5:30, and then we'll do prospecting before, because now my handicap isn't coming on camera and talking. The handicap is reaching out to enough people to get them to do our 6-week course. So if you pull up anything from this episode this morning, this long rant and winded way of saying, I want you to pick something that you will and are willing to remove from your life, to get rid of. The wording, however you want to word it, something that's going to cause a little bit of pain, something that you're very used to in regards to your number one goal. The task for the number one goal comes first. No excuses, no, oh, well, I have to go to work. I have this to, well, maybe get up a little bit earlier. Oh, well, I have to do, maybe we plan something a little bit before bed. The terrible thing about excuses is that it just limits your own experience. And no one will understand the pain that you're going to have to go through. No one will understand it. It's going to be unique to you. But the growth and the benefit will also be unique to you. So asking yourself what it is that I want to give up today. Maybe it's I don't want to eat fast food for a month. No fast food for a month. Maybe I want to read 10 pages a day, absolutely every single day. Think of the goal that you want, and then think of something that you do every day that is not healthy for you on a very literal sense. Like what is something that could go that you can get rid of until you get done with that other task, and then anchoring the two together so you feel better, so you feel more at peace. For example, we just ate dinner, we're winding down for the night. Now I'm really tired. My belly's full, the blood's out of my body and out of my brain. It's flowing in my gut. That's why you get tired after you eat, by the way. But I'm starting to feel tired and I don't want to write. I'm like, it wouldn't be good anyway. I suck at writing. I'm terrible at this. I might as well just watch the NBA playoffs or something, basketball, or maybe an episode of Yellowstone, watch people mess around on the ranch. And then I start to feel this friction. I start to feel this pain. And then I'm leaning into it a little bit and remembering of what it is that I truly want. I want to create a book. I want to inspire millions of people. I want to live my life in control and in peace with knowing that I've done the things that I wanted to do. So I do it. I write the 500 words, even if they suck, even if they're terrible. Just do it. You learn as you go. It's such a powerful tool. We learn as we go. So you dive into it, you get it done, you get your 500 words done, and then now you can have like that dopamine and that real sense of peace, because I truly believe that I get the best feelings when I accomplish tasks and when I work on things that I know are in alignment in my values. Values are a big part of the course. It's the very first week, and the first week of the course is always free. So if you're looking for a 6-week personal development course. The first week is on values and stuff like that. Absolutely incredible. That one's free, and I highly recommend the course. So getting our values done and living in alignment with our values more often. We don't need instant gratification all the time. And that's what most of our habits are doing. Human beings have evolved so much that our basic needs are met, and now we're bored and we need some type of stimulation all the time. People always want stimulation. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward to take the right and proper actions to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.